in the serene village of Kalpathur, cradled among lush green fields and ancient temples, lived a humble couple, Ramar Nair and Lakshmi Amma. They were devout followers of Swami Ayyappa, faithfully observing every tradition. Every year, they undertook the Mandalam vow, 41 days of strict discipline, before their sacred pilgrimage to Sabarimala. Their son, Kartik, however, stood apart. A brilliant student, Kartik devoured the Upanishad and the Bhagavad Gita. To him, rituals seemed unnecessary, a distraction from the true quest within. One evening, after a serene Ayyappa bhajan at their courtyard shrine, as the camphor lamp flickered gently, Kartik broke the silence. "Appa, why must we cling to rituals? Isn't God within us already? If knowledge is light, why walk a path cluttered with customs?" Ramar Nair smiled calmly and said, "Knowledge is light, but even light needs a lamp and a steady hand to hold it." Seeing Kartik unconvinced, he added, "Come tomorrow morning. I will show you something that books alone cannot." Kartik shrugged but nodded, curiosity kindled. At dawn, Ramar Nair laid out a simple bowl, filled with raw rice. An uncooked dal on the courtyard floor. "Eat," he said. Kartik frowned. "But Appa, it's raw. It's inedible," Ramar Nair gently replied. "Just as raw food must be cooked to nourish the body, raw knowledge must be lived, practiced, to nourish the soul." Lakshmi Amma, bringing a small diya, added softly, "My son, a river without banks floods and destroys. Rituals are the banks that guide devotion safely to the ocean of truth." Kartik stared at the raw rice in silence, the lesson beginning to stir in his heart. Later that day, Ramar Nair called Kartik again. He handed him an ancient copper pot, darkened with age, and said, "Clean this and bring it to me." Kartik, used to intellectual tasks, scrubbed the pot half-heartedly. The outer dirt remained. Examining it, Ramar Nair said, "When the pot is still covered in dirt, can you fill it with sacred water?" Kartik realized. "No, it would pollute the water." Ramar Nair nodded and said, "Exactly. The heart too must be cleansed through tapasya, through discipline, before it can hold divine grace." Kartik's eyes lowered, humility beginning to sprout where pride once lived. Over the next few days, Kartik wrestled within himself. At times, he thought, "Maybe all this is unnecessary. I understand the truth." But then his father's quiet patience and his mother's unwavering devotion would humble him. One evening, under the banyan tree, he confessed softly, almost to himself, "It is easy to know the path, but so hard to walk it." The old village priest, overhearing him, smiled and said, "My child, only the one who walks the thorny path knows the fragrance of the hidden flower." Finally, Kartik decided he would walk the path. He joined his parents in the Mandalam vow. He rose before dawn, bathed in the icy river, wore the simple black clothes of an Ayyappa Bhakt, ate simple food, slept on the floor, practiced silence, and bowed in prayer. Slowly, something changed within him, not forced, but flowering naturally. When they reached Sabarimala, the hills vibrated with the chant, "Swami Sharanam Ayyappa, Swami Sharanam Ayyappa." Kartik climbed the 18 sacred steps, each step a surrender of ego, pride, anger, and ignorance. As he bowed before the deity, Tears streamed down his face, not from pain, but from a joy and devotion deeper than thought. He turned to his father, voice trembling. "Appa, I thought wisdom was knowing. But today I realize wisdom is being." Ramar Nair placed a hand on his shoulder, his eyes shining, and said, "Knowledge is the map. Experience is the journey. And surrender is the destination." On the way back to Kalpathur, Karthik walked barefoot, heart light and eyes open to every tree, every whisper of the vine. At night, sitting by the fire, he spoke. The mind can read 1,000 scriptures, but only the heart, softened by humility and discipline, can hear the song of God. Lakshmi Amma smiled through tears and said, "My son, you have understood not just with your mind, but with your soul. True wisdom is born when knowledge is cooked in the fire of practice. Rituals are not empty, they are the tools that purify, discipline, and prepare the heart to receive the divine. Without them, faith is like a river without banks, spilling and losing its way. But with them, the river flows steadily into the vast ocean of truth. Knowledge is the seed. Practice is the rain. Humility is the soil. And realization is the flower that blooms." From that day, Karthik no longer dismissed rituals. He realized they were not mere traditions, but a bridge between knowing and being. True spirituality, he learned, is not just reading about the ocean, but diving into its depths. The mind may grasp concepts, but the soul needs discipline to transform them into wisdom. Just as a lamp needs oil to shine, faith needs practice to illuminate the path. In the end, Karthik's journey taught him that rituals are the fire that cooks raw knowledge into the nourishing meal of enlightenment, a truth as timeless as the sacred chants of Sabarimala. As the family descended the sacred 18 steps of Sabarimala, with each step echoing ancient prayers, Karthik felt reborn, lighter, clearer, as if a veil had been lifted from his heart. If this video inspired you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more motivation, and share it with someone who needs a boost today. Until next time, stay motivated, stay inspired, and keep shining. See you in the next video. Shubham Bhavtu.